All right, what's good, y'all? I'm back. I had a little bit technical difficulties, but we're gonna go back into the stream. So I do apologize, y'all, for that. So let's go. All right, so we're gonna talk about, like I said, we're gonna talk about some mental health issues. So what I wanted to do, let's see, let's put the poll back up again, see if the poll will work. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna put the poll there. You guys can answer the poll and let me know what you guys think of that. All right. So, as you guys answer the poll, we're going to touch on some bases here. So, mental health. What does it mean to have mental health, right? Well, I mean, there's a lot of factors with mental instability, where there be depression, anxiety, anger. You know, there. See, when I was younger, when I was in my teenage years, I exhibited some of those traits, which is, you know, I was very angry, very short-tempered. It didn't like that didn't go away for me until I got a little bit more older. As I matured, I was able to kind of sit there and be a little bit more grounded. You know what I'm saying? More think more instead of reacting. And I think that's what's going on right now with the world, with society right now. How it's kind of messed up because a lot of people are they're just reacting. They're reacting too much instead of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that has to do with self-love. If people don't love themselves and they're just angry, they tend to they tend to go based on their emotions. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're an emotional person, then you're gonna have that mental instability. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't control yourself, you know what I'm saying? If you are finding it hard for you to get up during the mornings, you're sort of kind of sluggish. You know what I mean? Like, it's just another day. I don't want to get up. You know what I mean? Like, you may have some symptoms of. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit. You may have some symptoms of being a little bit mentally unstable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have dealt with people that have like actual mental problems, like, you know, manic depressive. Like, my sister's ex-husband was manic depressive. Yeah, depression. Exactly. Yep. And it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy to kind of go about your day without feeling some type of emotion. But the thing is, though, is I do believe people are a little bit more emotional than now. Like, right now, people are way too emotional. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of ways to combat that, you know what I'm saying, instead of being so sensitive and emotional, is loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't like to sound too preachy, you know what I'm saying, but, you know, having a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with your creator, whoever your creator is, You know what I'm saying? Even if you know what I'm saying, don't believe in God. But, for me, what helped me was God. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was growing up, I always thought that believing in God is foolish. A lot of people tell me it's a fairy tale. There's no such thing. The Bible, what the hell does the Bible know? But let me actually, or like all the, Christianity is a religion. I mean, I've heard it all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have heard it all. And to be quite honest, believing in God is not even that. To believe in God is a personal relationship that you have to have with God. You know what I'm saying? The church can't give you that. The priest or the pastor, he can't give you that. You know what I'm saying? The Bible, even though the Bible, I do believe the Bible is a book of instructions. You know what I'm saying? It can't give you that relationship that you need with God. You know what I'm saying? It's a personal relationship that you have to have. You have to have a connection, just like how you connect with other human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is that type of connection. Though I do believe sometimes, people kind of get turned off by God and stuff like that. It's because it is a one-way relationship, because obviously you can't hear him talk to you, but you can feel him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain. Well, I got something stuck on my tooth. It's hard to explain. And everybody, I do believe everybody finds God. Everybody finds God their own way. You know what I'm saying? I tell you one thing. I remember when I was going through my things, I would like to call them trials, because I've been through trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying, in life, and for me to still be here, you know what I'm saying, and I have been through some life and death situations. You know what I'm saying, as well, and I can attest to y'all. You know what I'm saying, that he does exist. You know what I'm saying? Even though, we can't see him, or we can't hear him, I can tell you with 100% certainty that he does exist. You know what I'm saying? Because I have seen him in my own way. I have seen God, and I have heard him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's kind of strange how he works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hear him as I'm speaking to you, but you can actually. It's not so much words, but it's more of a feeling. You know what I mean? Because, like, when I was growing up and stuff like that, I was always told that, you know what I'm saying, that there was something special about me to the day I was born. I do remember one time, I was like 3. I like to say I was like 3 years old. I remember going to a Pentecostal church with my mom in Puerto Rico, and that was my first encounter with somebody that actually said that there's something special about me, because I remember there was like this older Spanish lady. It was an older Puerto Rican lady, and in Puerto Rico, they used to have, like, the church members, they would wear a veil over their faces. You know what I'm saying? Or a veil over their heads. And she came up to me, and she put her hand on top of my head, and she prayed for me. And then she looked to my mother and said, he's going to be special. There's something special about him, and he's going to be a very important person, like, in the future. And I never understood that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had, like, encounters where people come up to me and will say something, and I'll be like, huh? What? Nah. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm quite sure you probably experienced that yourselves. You know what I'm saying? That is what I call people encountering sometimes angels, or sometimes people encountering somebody that God has sent to you. specifically. Whether you receive the message or not, you know what I'm saying, that will be dependent on your mental state of mind and also where you are spiritually. You know what I mean? Now, I have encountered people that were God sent, but then I also have encountered agents of darkness. We'll just say it like that, because there's a couple things, and that makes me think. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can see those things, you know what I'm saying, and if I can encounter those things, then you can't tell me God does not exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this moment in time, I can safely say to you that when I step outside, I can sense the forces of good and evil. This is like this. It's a battle for the soul of humanity. That is what I truly feel right now. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? Because there's only, we are flawed. Okay, so when God created the heaven and the earth, He made everything perfect. But then Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit. So the fruit of good and evil, you know what I'm saying, we were instilled with both emotions. Good emotions, but also bad emotions. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the reason why self-reflecting is important. But don't be so harsh on yourself when you reflect. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some people that they tear themselves down to the point that, you know what I'm saying, they can't handle it. Some of them take themselves out. Some of them, they will do some type of tragedy, school shootings or whatever. Or some people just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally lose it. So to have that, that's why, like I said, the top things that you need, top 5 things that you need is, number 1, you need to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? So number 1 is loving yourself. Number 2 is forgiving yourself. So you need to love yourself, forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not only just forgive yourself, but forgive those that hurt you. Because that's good for your soul. Just remember that. This is all based on your soul. You know what I'm saying? The soul is the reflection of your personality, your character. Okay? So not only loving yourself, but also forgiving yourself and forgiving those that hurt you. See, and you take certain things, what Jesus says, you know what I'm saying? He says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So that right there, and that point of view is what he means by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You need to forgive your neighbor, but also forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't do that, then that's why we have, the calamity of mentality that we have. Sometimes I don't believe human beings don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people's like, oh, why are they like this and why like that? Why is racism? Okay, so let's take, man, I'm gonna go deep tonight with this stuff. So everybody wants to say racism this, right? Right. But see, here's the thing. When you forgive, right? When you forgive, you have to forget. I mean, you don't forget right away, but you have to let it go. See, because if you don't forget, you know what I'm saying? That emotion will always creep up when something else happens. You feel me? So, like, you cannot just sit there and dwell on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, for instance. I've had a lot of people backstab me. You know what I'm saying? I've been hurt a lot since I've been growing up. And a lot of that damage has been done by my own family members. You know what I'm saying? For the people that you think they love you, they're the closest to you. I've been hurt by them, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that I don't forget what they've done. It's more like it's not about forgetting. It's more like not repeating that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know better. You got to learn from that. So for me, I can forgive you, but the next time around, I'm going to be less trusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you got to approach that. Because if you're too trusting, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my family can never do no wrong, or my family can never hurt me. Get that out of your head. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not perfect. Human beings are flawed. We're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? We're good, but we're also evil. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got so much negativity. You know what I'm saying? There are a good amount of people that are positives, but there are also a good amount of people that are very negative. You know what I'm saying? So that is the problem right now. So negative right now is winning over positive. We should not have left. Grand Mafia. Yeah, Grand Mafia, you know what, man? I'm not sorry for leaving Grand Mafia. You know, I probably would have put myself more in debt. So I'm actually kind of glad that I kind of just left that behind. You know, I mean, I love, like I said, some days I feel like I love playing games, but you know, sometimes I feel like I have to make videos like this so that I can, you know, help with my own mental stability sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of get it out of your chest. That's another thing too. So number 3, have someone to talk to. You know what I'm saying? So loving yourself, forgiving yourself, find someone that will take the time to listen to you, and you know, that can help you if you have questions about how, you know, where your state of mind is. Because sometimes, you know, a random stranger can help more than the person that loves you, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes I can think sometimes I'll be sitting to myself and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to tell, you know, my brothers or my best friend something. And then you find out everybody else knows about your business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wait, I trusted you, you know what I'm saying, with this sensitive information, and all I expected you was just to be a little bit supportive. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else knows. And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I hate gossips. I hate gossipers, man. You know, in my Spanish language, we call them bonchicheros. We hate bonchicheros, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot stand somebody that is somebody that likes to gossip. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm a godly man. So, you know what I'm saying? I go by my godly principles, you know, and, you know, gossiping is one of the 10 commandments that God put in the 10 commandments. If you guys don't know, if you're a Christian, you can, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You know, one of the 10 commandments, it says false witnessing. False witnessing means gossiping and lying. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? We got to be careful with that. And I think that's a lot of I think that's what's I believe that's what's happening right now, that we're having issues because people are gossiping, people are backstabbing. That's a sin there. You see that? That's a sin. Being nosy, that gets you in trouble. You gotta, okay. It's okay to know somebody's problems if they really need help with something. You know what I'm saying? It's not okay to try to get into somebody's problems and make it your own. You know what I mean? That right there, that goes against your nature. So like, you're just pretty much putting yourself in a hole there. So don't do that. Definitely don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for me, I don't try to I definitely don't try to get into people's business, man. Like for me, I keep my business to myself. If I need your input, I will put you into, I will ask you a question, but you know what I'm saying? Like me and everybody else's business, nah, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't play that. So, yeah. But yeah, so nosy and gossiping, you know that being nosy and gossiping, it goes hand in hand there. Cuz like you're nosy to knows that person's business, but then you go and you start talking about what that person is going through. So that right there is a no. That's a red flag for me. You know what I'm saying? If you're that type of person, I'd stay clear. I stay clear away from people like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, I'm straight. It's like, hey, Vega, can you da 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 da? I'll be like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just kind of just keep it moving because I don't need to know. Like, I don't need to know your problems or what you're going through. And it's not for me to kind of be like, oh, he doesn't give a crap. I mean, I do. It's just that what can I do to help your problem? You know what I'm saying? Unless like I really get myself involved. I mean, I can counsel you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not going to take my advice for counsel, like what's the point? Like what's the point of you even trying to tell me anything if you're not going to take my counsel? You know what I'm saying? So number 3, like I said, number 3 is finding somebody that, you can, have confidence, or like more like a counselor. I don't trust psychiatrists, to be quite honest. Like I would rather talk to somebody that has life experience rather than somebody that thinks they know what life experience is. You feel what I'm saying? Like for me, for instance, right? When I was younger, I never took my mother as someone that I was confident to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't treat her like a confidant. You know what I mean? But after me and her, because my mom had her share. She did some stuff that hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But after I forgave her, and I forgot all the pain, because like once I forgave my mom, it was like a weight lifted from my shoulders, and then I can just focus on having a relationship with her. So after I did that, you know what I'm saying? Now, if I need some type of like life experience, or someone that's, an older head, that's another good word to say, an older head that has been in this earth longer than me, then I can actually come to my mom. And my mom's a very wise person. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I gotten to know my mom, I wish I had a great relationship with her when I was a kid, but everything comes in blessings, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm more blessed now that I have a great relationship with her now than I did when I was a kid. I believe when I was a kid, I was very immature. You know what I'm saying? And didn't really get more mature-minded until like in my mid-20s is when I got mature-minded. So now that I have a great relationship with her, you know what I'm saying, I can sit there and we can talk for hours, me and my mom, and we can, talk about things that are funny, things that are personal, and I love her input. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but my mom is very grounded with, her faith in God and everything. So she's also a great counselor when it comes to faith. You know what I'm saying? So like she has helped me elevate my relationship with Christ. And that right there, you know what I'm saying? That's what made me who I am now. I don't think a lot of people would have liked me when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, you have to love yourself so that you can have peace. I truly believe that loving yourself, forgiving yourself, forgiving those that hurt you, the whole mindset is to have a peaceful mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, peace is another thing. And, So, so you got to forgive. You got to love yourself. You have to have someone you can talk to. You have to have faith. Faith is another one. You know what I'm saying? Like, faith is huge. And the last one will be meditation. You have to meditate. You know what I'm saying? You kind of like, for me, I always envision what I want to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Though the Bible does say never think about what's tomorrow, for let tomorrow be tomorrow, but only focus for today. For today is what you need for the moment. But it's okay to dream. I do believe it's okay to dream. I don't think God says it's a bad thing not to do that. So, you know, for me, I just kind of like, I sit there and I reflect. And then I tell myself, okay, what am I going to do? What are my plans? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, it does work. Flower Girl, forgiveness is very important to feel free, at peace with yourself. I mean, yes, but it really depends, because it goes by stages. Sometimes there are certain things that happen in life that you don't want to forgive right away. So, you know, it's okay to be hopeful. You know, having a support system around you, that's going to help a lot. You know, people that actually care and love you, and they're always consistently, you know, talking to you and say, you know, are very supportive, making sure that you always have to have a group of people that are positive minded, you know what I'm saying, around you, that are grounded, you know what I'm saying, that give you positive energy all the time. Because, like, sometimes when you're by yourself, you just linger on all the negative energy. Yes, mistakes to a certain extent. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only one that goes through these things in life. Oh, man, I could just sit there and I could tell you, you know what I'm saying? Life is a grind for me. Sometimes I'm just like, damn, man. I wish the world ended tomorrow so I can go to heaven now. You know, and those are, that's fine, man. Those are normal human emotions. They're normal. You know what I'm saying? Don't think like I'm weird because I think like this. No, it's not weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are human. We're not machines. We're not programmed with no emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like there is 5 ways to have great health, there's also 5 ways to be unhealthy mentally. You know what I'm saying? If you're angry all the time, if you're depressed all the time, if you have anxiety all the time, if you hate yourself, you know what I'm saying? There's just like ways to tear yourself down, but there's also ways to build yourself up. And you just have to find what works for you and then build on that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. And for me, like, it took, you know, my God. So, like, I didn't forgive my mom. I didn't forgive my mom until I was like 27 years old. Like, I had so much anger. Like, from the age of 5 years old all the way till 27, I was angry at my family. I hated them. I really didn't care if they lived or died. You know, it's those raw emotions that you feel when you feel betrayed, you feel hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always felt like the outcast. I always felt alone. I was like the black sheep of my family. I never understood why. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even to this day, you know what I'm saying? I still feel alone. You know what I mean? Like, I have siblings, but they don't call me. They don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they only come around is when they need something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I need you to do this for me, whatever. That's the only time I hear from them. You know, that hurts. You know what I'm saying? That really does hurt. But it has gotten to a point now for me mentally. that they live their own lives too. I can't force them to be, I can't force them to pick up the phone and call me. If they don't want to call me, they don't call me. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's kind of sad that it has come to that, like, families, you know what I'm saying? It's hard, you know what I'm saying? Whether you have a mom in your life, or you have a mom and a dad, or you don't even have parents. I mean, I've heard stories. It's sad, man, when kids grow up without mom and dad, or kids grow up with just moms, you know what I'm saying, but their fathers are absent. And the society that we live in, the system itself, is what's doing that to families, where it's destroying the nucleus of the family. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad. It really is. I don't know what to, for me, I go out, I go outside, and I see a bunch of kids, and, the way they talk, the way they dress, it's like they have no moral compasses. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of feels like the family, or like the parents, are not teaching proper morals. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you go around and you see kids talking, saying the B word and saying the F word, and talking like they're, wannabe thugs, and, little hoochie mamas and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's crazy. And it's crazy to see that these kids are learning it at such a young age. I'm not talking about like teenagers. I'm talking about kids around 8, 9 years old, 7 years old, talking like this. And it's not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is not normal. It's like a bunch of Bebe's Kids out there. If you guys don't even know about the movie Bebe's Kids, you should watch that. You'll see what I'm talking about when I said that. But yeah, it's not, I appreciate the little thing, so you can, again, yeah, that's another thing too. You got to appreciate the little things. You know, like anything that you get in life, anything it's small, more small factor. If it puts a smile in your face, those are the things. Those are the little things that you need to keep in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to overthink things, overdo things. You know what I'm saying? You got to live your life every day. Be blessed. Be thankful, and ask for blessings. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always ask me, it's like, what should I ask God? Ask God to be thankful that you're breathing. Ask God to bless your day. And all those that are around you, ask God to bless those around you. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say so many things, and it's sad how society has crumbled. Gone are the days where people used to communicate and have great conversations, go hang out in the malls, go to go to the movies, and go play basketball and football. I don't see none of that. Love. When's the last time you guys ever seen music that is love? Like, all we hearing is glorifying violence and drugs and mental instability and hatred. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to remember when I was in the 90s, the music in the 90s was about love. They're talking about, you got Boys to Men and Backstreet Boys, and you have all these, good artists that sing about love. You know what I'm saying? They talk about love and stuff like that. Love is being removed out of the equation. You know what I'm saying? When you remove love, you're removing God itself, because God is love. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is the creator of love? God is. He is love. And if you remove that, then you have nothing but darkness and hatred. That is okay. So I'm all over the place, but you know what? A lot of these mental health issues, we're going to talk about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to break down some things, and hopefully maybe some of the things that I say you can relate and you can grasp. Okay. So I remember I had a conversation. You know what I'm saying? My little brother came over and he brought his girlfriend, his girlfriend brought her daughter with her, and she was talking about like systemic racism. She's like, "Oh, systemic racism, this and that, and da da da, whatever." But then I asked her one specific question, and I hope you guys that are watching right now and you guys are tuning in, what is racism to you? Tell me, what creates racism? Because to me, racism is just a word. You know what I'm saying? Just like there's so many words. But for me, racism is just a word. You know what I'm saying? So what is the root of racism? That is the question that I asked her. Tell me what the root of racism is. You know what I'm saying? And she couldn't answer that. She just kept getting angry, talking back, but she could never answer that question. Bam! You guys both said it right. The root of racism is hate. Okay? Hate is the opposite of love. Okay? So, hate is the reason why we have racism. Hate is the reason why we have division. Hate is the reason why we have no love. Hate is the reason why God is being removed. It's deep. Because this is a spiritual battle that we're living in. You know what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with the left or with the right or with the middle or BLM or Antifa or MAGA. It has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with it. It is good versus evil. And right now, evil is being amplified. You know what I'm saying? It's being amplified in our music, amplified in movies, amplified in the schools. That is what is being pushed. That's the thing that people don't get. It's so simple for me to understand. But why is it not so simple for them to understand? You know what I'm saying? Lucifer, his minions, all these evil politicians, all these evil elites, all these evil Hollywood people, they're laughing at us. Because you can't even distinguish what is good and what is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, confusion causes massive division. That is correct, Flower Girl. That is what's happening right now. It is an illusion. And an illusion right now. People are obsessed with trying to be politically correct that they don't even see the truth in front of them. They rather side with the popular belief. And that is the problem. When we don't push back, when we don't talk back, when we don't freaking like you guys can tell I'm being passionate about this because this is something that has been bothering me now for a long time. I try to focus on gaming. I try to focus to numb things out. You know, not to focus, but you know what? God is speaking through me, man. He's telling me I have to speak. You know what I'm saying? I have seen things that I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? That there is such thing as evil. I can tell you that God does exist because he has done miracles in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it. You guys may never experience that, but I can tell you I am a witness to his power. I'm also a witness to the devil's power. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen both sides. I have seen both sides. You know what I'm saying? And that is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, The screen that you see right now, the moon full blood red, the sky is red. There's a reason why I put that there. You know what I'm saying? Because that is what the world is right now. You know what I'm saying? We are in a storm. We are in a storm of evil. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all. We are in a storm of evil. What happens? What's going on with Trump? That is they're making an example out of Trump. You know what I'm saying? He is an example of what they're going to do to God's children, the true believers, the ones that will walk with God. Because you know what? It has been prophesied. I don't care if you don't believe in the Bible or not. I don't care if you're atheist. Listen to me what I'm saying to you. The things that you see on the news, the stories that you hear, those are examples of what they're going to do to God's children in the end times. Like I said, he prophesies that. Read the book of Revelations. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor. It doesn't matter if you're black, white. It does not matter. If you walk with Christ, you will be persecuted. You will be in tribulation, and you will be put to death. It says it. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between me believing in religion and me believing in what God tells me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Are you ready for this, though? You know what I'm saying? If you don't strengthen your mind and you don't strengthen your spirit, you will fall with the rest. You will toe in line with the wicked, and you will perish. You know what I'm saying? And that's I don't want that for people. You know what I'm saying? I want to bring as many people to God as possible. You know, I just feel like for me, for the longest time, I've been scared. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not the popular belief at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Advocating for God, advocating for love, advocating for peace, advocating for common sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not the popular belief right now. The popular belief is hate, crucify. That is the popular belief right now. Am I wrong? Am I wrong with my assumptions? If I'm so wrong about it, then hit me up in the comments. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that if I'm not reading what I'm reading in the world right now. Because that is what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? That is what's happening. They're going after our kids in the schools. And people are acting like it's normal. It's not normal. This is not normal behavior. It's not. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? When they're trying to legalize pedophilia, I have never thought in a million years, and I went to school. I got my diploma. I went to college. I got my associate's degree. But I never thought in a million years that you will see the educational system put books and they're pornographic and they're targeting little kids. It's not like they put books there for teenagers or like kids that are seniors in school or something. No, they're going for third graders, second graders, kindergarten, K-5. Is that normal to you? You think that's right? Is that right? That they can go to, they're targeting the kids. You know what I'm saying? Corrupting the minds of the innocent. That is not right. I mean, people that support that, you should be ashamed of yourselves. That means you're not right in the head and you're not right spiritually. Your heart is in darkness. If you support that, your heart is in darkness. It doesn't matter if you're gay. It doesn't matter if you're a trans. if you support that, your heart is in darkness. I say it like that. You know what I'm saying? You are sick. You are sick if it's okay to do those things to little kids. It is not right. It is not right. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I offend you. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. You are wrong if you do that to little kids. Little kids don't have the ability to think from right to wrong. You can't tell me a 5-year-old knows that he's a girl or a 5-year-old knows that he wants to be a boy. You cannot tell me that because they're children. They're innocent minded. And it's disgusting. It is disgusting to me. I see so many people, celebrities, athletes, role models that kids are supposed to look up to, support this agenda. Disgusting. Just like Bud Light got canceled, like all the sports should be canceled that support that. The teams that support that should be canceled or boycotted because that's disgusting. If you think it's right, you know what I'm saying? You're disgusting. You should let that person, that little child, as they get into becoming adulthood, they can decide their own. You don't take that little kid to a psychiatrist so that the psychiatrist can warp their minds into believing that's what it is. Because I have seen the data. You know what I'm saying? And I have read the data. A lot of these kids that get transgendered or they get genderfied or whatever that you want to call it, a lot of them kill themselves. A lot of them kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? The suicide rate for transgenders is super high. 80% of those that transition to that kill themselves because they know they did a grave mistake. A lot of them also detransition. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong that we have communities pushing and supporting this. That draws the line for me. I don't care if I am a Christian. I don't care if I wasn't a Christian. I don't care if this and that. That is a line that you don't cross. You know what I'm saying? And you have these pedophiles that are so eager to prey on little kids. And I believe these people that are doing these things to these kids, they're sick in the head. They're willing to do these things to these kids. Oh my God, man. It's just, I'm so sick. I'm sick to my stomach when I read stories. It's crazy. Let me see if I can find something on that. Because you think I'm joking with that. I'm not. There are certain people that I do follow on YouTube that talk about these things. But you know what? They get censored. The truth is being censored. We can't even speak. We can't even give our opinions because we get canceled or we get censored. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is. I don't understand. I don't get it. It is so wrong. Let's see if I can find something here real quick. Let me see. I have so many people that I follow. It's crazy. Let's see. And it's crazy too because I've been hearing about Oprah Winfrey. She is a groomer. I hear that she's a groomer. She's being exposed. Let's see here. Let me put
I know the world is going crazy, especially these last few years, but this is...
Okay, hold on. This is a guy right here that I like to follow. So if you guys like content like this, if you guys are if you're looking for content for like, people that you should follow and listen to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put up my boy Gibby. His name is Gibby. Hold on, let me see. What's his YouTube channel? Is Devin Gibson, but everybody calls him Gibby. But he's a Christian. He is a conservative Christian, and he likes to talk about truths. You know what I'm saying? And I want to share this. And this has to do, like I was mentioning a minute ago, about Oprah. So we're going to listen to what Gibby says about it. It's crazy. Like, people don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're supposed to trust these celebrities. Like, these celebrities are untouchable. And it's far from the truth. Like, I'll play this and we're going to watch it. And then you guys tell me. Hold on. Let me do a couple things here. And then you're going to tell me what you guys think of what you guys are watching. Okay? So let's do this.
Some next level evil darkness right here.
First time I really came over here.
Yeah. And I forgot,
paranoid.
Mel Gibson is exposing the Hollywood elites, by the way. He's exposing the whole child trafficking and the pedophilia.
Suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
You're 7 years old and someone is stroking you. It feels good.
Our future is our children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness.
The latest buzz in Tinseltown is all about Mel Gibson's explosive revelations in the film Sound of Freedom. Brace yourselves as Mel pulls back the curtain on the dark underbelly of Hollywood's elite, exposing their alleged involvement in the scandalous world of illicit human trade. And guess who's caught right in the middle of it? None other than the iconic Oprah Winfrey herself. So what exactly did Mel say?
Our future is our children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness.
In the glitzy world of Hollywood, where controversies and scandals are the talk of the town, it's surprising how one particular movie has managed to fly under the radar.
And yes, you guys should watch that movie. I heard The Sound of Freedom is a phenomenal movie. You know what I'm saying? And the mere fact that it was produced by Mel Gibson and the actor that did the Passion of the Christ, he is the actor that's playing because this movie is based on a true story, but what I'm hearing is based on a true story of a CIA operative that quit the CIA to try to hunt down these human trafficking operations, and he went out to save the kids. So I would definitely watch it. I like watching true story stuff. It's just my thing. Just giving you guys my input there.
Sound of Freedom, directed by Alejandro Gomez Monteverde, delves deep into the dark underbelly of illegal human trade, revealing the shocking methods employed by the elite to lure innocent victims into their sinister rings. But what's even more intriguing is the lack of buzz, press coverage, and endorsements surrounding this important film.
Why is a film starring a big actor, an established director, and being promoted by Mel Gibson is not being shown in cinemas?
It seems the
Why? You know why? I can answer that question. The reason why they are trying to stop this movie is because they don't want the truth to be out. These elites, these people, do not want the truth to be revealed. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is that they don't realize things that are put in the darkness will be put into the light. So the scripture says. So it does not matter how much they try to hide it. Eventually, everything comes to light. So, yeah.
The message of the movie has ruffled some powerful feathers. Why, you ask? Well, in the movie, former action star Mel Gibson takes the lead role in Sound of Freedom, portraying the true story of ex-government agent Tim Ballard, who leaves the government to establish Operation Underground Railroad, dedicated to rescuing children from the clutches of illegal human trade rings. The film sheds light on the horrors of this abhorrent industry, aiming to raise awareness and mobilize action against it. However, despite the urgency of the topic, major streaming platforms like Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu shockingly rejected the movie, refusing to give it a platform for worldwide exposure. It's a puzzling move, considering these platforms are often at the forefront of promoting socially conscious content. Could it be that the film's explosive...
I tell you what, though, I mean, I canceled my Disney subscriptions once I found out they were going extremely woke and they trying to put all these contents with pedophile stuff or woke, the woke stuff. I can't support a company that does that crap. So I don't support Disney. I don't support Target. I don't support Bud Light. I'm quite sure there's probably going to be a few other companies that are actually going to trend on that stuff. So if you support it, stop supporting them. That gives them, the whole Bud Light thing. You should definitely see what happened to Bud Light. They are completely under the they're pretty much almost bankrupt. They lost so much money. They even lost their status as one of the top beer brands and stuff like that. So boycotting does work. So, don't support these organizations that don't have the best interests of the people. Just me saying what I got to say,
Revelations hit a little too close to home for some. Adding fuel to the fire, celebrity voices that are typically quick to endorse woke causes have remained eerily silent about Sound of Freedom. It's as if the Hollywood elite have collectively turned a blind eye to a film that exposes their own industry's dirty secrets. The lack of support from these influential figures raises questions about their true commitment to social justice and human rights. But the intrigue doesn't end there. Sound of Freedom was initially in the hands of Disney, which acquired the rights after its merger with 21st Century Fox in 2019. However, the House of Mouse mysteriously shelved the project, leaving many to wonder why. Whispers in the industry suggest a more sinister motive behind the rejection and lack of promotion for Sound of Freedom. Accusations circulate that the likes of Disney, Netflix, and Amazon Prime deliberately avoided obtaining the rights to the film to allegedly prevent the truth about child AB and the illegal trade from reaching global viewers. Could it be an attempt to cover a specific group of industry elites? You see, these so-called industry big shots who wield immense power behind the scenes of Hollywood have always presented themselves as philanthropists with hearts of gold. But what if their true intentions were far more sinister than we could have ever imagined?
Imagine that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like, could it? And then you find out later on the track that you are exactly on track.
One such group of elites is the Good Club. This is the creme de la creme of global elites. According to The Guardian, this exclusive group of billionaire philanthropists holds top-secret meetings right in the heart of New York City. Names like Bill Gates, George Soros, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner often grace the guest list. But also, lesser-known but equally wealthy figures
That's
like
crazy
Eli
right there,
and Edith
right?
Broad also make appearances.
What do you guys think of that? That's crazy. That is so freaking crazy, man. Holy cow, man. Let's keep going.
Making us wonder what really goes on behind closed doors. Now, one name that sticks out is Oprah Winfrey. We all know her as the billionaire show host and philanthropist with a name larger than life, right? Wrong. Buckle up, because there's a side of Oprah that she'd rather keep hidden, and it's far from admirable. Is it possible that the Queen of Talk has a darker side that she doesn't want us to see? Well, the highly anticipated film, Sound of Freedom, is set to expose the shocking methods used by the Hollywood elites to trap innocent victims. While the movie doesn't explicitly name Oprah, her alleged connections to notorious figures like Harvey Weinstein cannot be ignored. You see, despite Weinstein's long-standing reputation as a predator, Oprah maintained a close relationship with him. Speculation arose that she may have even encouraged actresses to work with him, leading to accusations of her complicity in the alleged misconduct. These allegations conflicted with Oprah's public persona as a champion of women's empowerment and a supporter of the hashtag #MeToo movement. Some argued that her association with Weinstein demonstrated a double standard in her treatment of accused individuals. And this is not the worst of it all. One of Oprah's most notorious moves was her decision to feature the self-proclaimed healer and criminal extraordinaire, John of God, on her show. Picture this: a Brazilian healer who claims to possess spiritual powers and uses them to purportedly heal people. Sounds like something out of a Hollywood movie, right? Well, in this case, reality turned out to be even stranger than fiction. John of God, as he came to be known, managed a healing facility in Brazil where vulnerable individuals sought solace and spiritual guidance. Little did they know that the man they were entrusting their well-being to had a dark and sinister side. It wasn't long before the truth about John of God's criminal activities came to light. Reports.
Wow. So the guy that she actually vouch for, he was a sexual abuser. So he was abusing these women. So yeah, she hangs around with a bunch of pedophiles. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this is mind-blowing, yo.
Of SA and AB began to emerge, painting a chilling portrait of a man who shamelessly took advantage of those who sought his help. But what's truly mind-boggling is the role that Oprah played in catapulting John of God into the limelight. By featuring him on her show, she bestowed upon him a stamp of legitimacy, giving him access to a wider audience and inadvertently endorsing his criminal behavior.
And see, and this is the main reason why people get turned off by Christianity. You get people like this, false prophets. These are false prophets, by the way, guys. If you guys don't know what a false prophet is, it is someone that thinks that he is doing righteous things in God's eyes, but he actually has his own agenda. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He pretends to care. He pretends to be a God-believing person, but he actually has his own interior motives, and he does the works of the devil. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here, he's a predator. He preys on people's weaknesses. That is not a man of God. I'm sorry. He is a false prophet. You got to be wary of these type of people. You know what I mean?
This eyebrow-raising incident took place back in 2010 during one of Oprah's attention-grabbing segments titled, "Do You Believe in Miracles?" Little did her audience know that the miracle they were about to witness was the rise of a criminal under the guise of a spiritual healer. Anyway, while Oprah did attempt to salvage her reputation by expressing empathy towards the brave women who came forward with allegations against John of God, it's clear that her involvement had already left an indelible mark. The damage had been done, and the sinister connection between Oprah and this criminal healer would forever be etched in the annals of scandalous history. And as if this is not bad enough already, Oprah Winfrey's Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa has always been a hotbed of controversy. In 2007, Oprah opened the Leadership Academy for Girls, inspired by Nelson Mandela and her promise to him. Little did anyone know that this venture would become a hotbed of controversy, stirring up whispers and skepticism from day one. As soon as news broke about Oprah's ambitious project, the South African government wasted no time in expressing the...
How is it that she's getting little girls from freaking South Africa, though? From Africa? Really? Africa. Notice that she's not pulling that crap here in America, though. She's pulling that crap in another country that allows it. That allows slavery and sells child trafficking and all that. No wonder she's rich. No wonder that she's a billionaire.
Their disdain. They criticized the exorbitant cost of the school and questioned its relevance in a country plagued by poverty. But did Oprah let that deter her? Not a chance. With an air of grandiosity and a touch of arrogance, she forged ahead, creating a glitzy institution that boasted luxurious salons and extravagant gyms. And that's when the conspiracy theories began to take flight. Whispers spread like wildfire, with many suggesting that the lavish school served as a front for something much darker: illegal human trade. The opulence and extravagance raised eyebrows and fueled suspicions that innocent young girls were being groomed for a life of exploitation. While no concrete evidence ever surfaced to support these scandalous claims,
and then she pretends to be somebody that gives a crap.
Added a layer of intrigue and suspicion to the already controversial academy. But it didn't stop there. Scandals and controversies.
You can tell that
plagued the institution.
just by looking at her
Dark
face, you can tell she's a
underbelly
shady
that Oprah had
person.
fought so hard to keep hidden.
Her eyes
One
never
shocking
lie.
incident involved
Stare
an
at her
employee in
eyes.
Virginia, whose role involved overseeing the dormitory.
That's the one thing that I can always say that I have a gift. I can tell what type of person you are by just looking at your eyes. You can tell. You can tell in her eyes that she's hiding so much darkness. You know what I'm saying? Her eyes never lie. You ever heard of that saying? The eyes never lie. It's like the window of your soul.
It was discovered that she had engaged in highly inappropriate conduct with not one, but multiple students between the ages of 13 and 15.
Wow.
These vulnerable young girls, handpicked by Oprah herself, fell victim to the very person entrusted with their care.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going
to
mute myself and I'm going to take out the camera. So I got to go to the bathroom. I'll let you guys watch this.
Her image and protect the brand she had built, Oprah swooped in with a team of investigators to uncover the truth, but the darkness didn't dissipate with Virginia's scandal. Less than 2 years later, another controversy erupted within the walls of Oprah's academy. Disturbing revelations emerged, shedding light on a culture of violence and intimidation among the students. It was revealed that a 15-year-old girl had been pressuring victims into silence, coercing them not to report the physical altercations to their parents or authorities. Shockingly, 7 students were suspended for their involvement in intimidating behavior and inappropriate acts. Despite Oprah's attempts to address these issues, it seemed that the problems were deeply ingrained within the Academy's very foundation. Meanwhile, fans have not been shy about expressing their disgust for the alleged actions of these Hollywood elites. One fan commented, "She's a handler, and I'm happy to see more people are becoming aware of the toxic person she truly is."
Oh my goodness. What? Now, some people may say this is a conspiracy theory, but at what point do you ask the question, okay, how much of this could be legitimate? How much further do we really need to examine these situations and ask questions? Like, people always are putting narratives on certain things, but at what point do you say, okay, there might be some validity to this. There might be some truth behind this. We need to go unveil the curtain and dive a little deeper. I don't care if it's an elite, I don't care if you're a billionaire, a trillionaire, if we ever get one of those, like, that doesn't mean anything to me. Matthew 19 verse 24 says, "And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God." So just because you got money don't mean you're good. Not whatsoever. A lot of these people are very evil. And I'm not going to say
amen to that one. Amen to that.
That's not my job to do. God is the ultimate judge. But from afar, it looks a little suspicious to me. It smells
I agree with that. Do you agree with that?
I've always wondered why Oprah would go all the way over to Africa to build schools instead of first taking care of home and help fix inner city schools like places Chicago, Detroit, Memphis, and so on. Now it all makes sense. It really starts to add up when you take a step back and say, hey, what's really going on? And why are these people doing these things instead
I like Gibson, man.
getting
He's
involved
funny.
in these actions over here in the United States first? But then when some race issue comes out, they want to, racism is the issue and Me Too, and they want to, go with all these virtuous, fake facade issues going on, but behind closed doors is really some smoke and mirrors to try to deter your attention away from what possibly could actually be going on. It just makes you think. And people need to stop looking up to and idolizing these popular celebrities and these politicians. If you are, I'm not saying you are, but this is exactly why idolatry is a sin, because we as human beings, all of us are a fallen race, and without reaching repentance and turning from your wicked ways and changing your life and putting your faith in Christ, this is what happens. Pervasive, predatory, wicked behavior and a life of waging sin that always in the end leads to death. The Almighty gave us free will. You can do good in the world, you can provide value, uplift society, love your neighbor as yourself, and serve the kingdom, or you can, use that free will to do evil. And you always reap what you sow. Every single time, no matter how much money and fame you do or don't have, we're all only on this side of the grass one time. You can't strap a U-Haul to a hearse. So you can acquire whatever notoriety, fame, and participate in whatever pervasive acts that you want to.
See, he's kind of pretty much illustrating what I was talking
no matter
about.
How slick and deceiving and conniving you are, you can't fool God. You might twist and mislead humans and children, but the Almighty, he sees everything. You're not getting one over his head. And as crazy as all this is, I haven't seen The Sound of Freedom. I know they said Mel Gibson was the lead actor. I think that was incorrect. I think Jim Caviezel is the actual actor. I don't know if Mel Gibson produced it or what, but I think he's been exposing Hollywood secrets for years. They've doxed him for a long time, and now he's coming out and people are talking about it. So that's what we need to do. We need to talk about it.
Right.
We need to, see if there's legitimate things going on, dirty deeds behind the scenes, and keep asking these questions. It's only a conspiracy theory until it becomes reality, until you finally start to peel back the layers and say, okay, this is going on, this is going on. What else is actually playing out behind the doors? And we need to find that out. And although I haven't actually, up to this point, seen any of these elites and billionaires go to jail yet after being exposed, I'm not worried about it, because in the end, everybody is going to get a verdict come Judgment Day.
That's
it's
correct.
going to be on God's time.
That's
That
right.
is coming. One way or another, in the end, that is always a day that you have to look to. So until then, keep praying for these lost souls. Keep praying for these kids that are being impacted and violated and mutilated. Pray for this world and have faith in our Lord Jesus Christ. And you'll be on the good side of that eternal decision, that judgment, that verdict. I promise you. Keep doing what you know you need to do. Keep living in righteousness. Focus on the things that you can control. Love the people around you. Love other people. And keep on enhancing the kingdom and guiding people towards repentance so they can confess Christ as Lord and Savior. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with some biblical soul food for you to digest, where Jesus can explain all of this a whole lot better than I or anyone else ever could. So pay attention. It's a longer one.
Even better than me.
7 verse 13 through 27.
Even better than me. But I'm just gonna pause it there. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna give you a little bit of a different perspective. That's why I like about Gibby, though. He's a person that is he is definitely a God-fearing man like myself. There's people always asking me, like, what does it mean to be to use, when the scripture says don't go by your thoughts, but go by the thoughts of the Lord, or don't go by your mind, but also go by the mind of God. There's different ways they actually interpret that, but what it means is go beyond your emotions, and actually put it in a way what God thinks. Because remember, he's the seer of all. He knows everything. He sees everything. So you have to look at it in that perspective. So it's kind of like a third person perspective. You know what I'm saying? You have your views, but then, look at it into the way God sees it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're supposed to kind of approach crazy decisions or experiences in lives. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hopefully you guys check out The Sound of Freedom. Definitely check out that movie. Support Gibson. Let me put his name out there. Devin Gibson. His name is Devin Gibson. Support his channel, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got about 900K subscribers. So you know that he's doing the Lord's work, and you should definitely check him out for yourselves. He has a lot of good videos. He talks about politics. He talks about he does reaction videos with songs and music. He talks about a bunch of stuff, which I want to do the same thing. This is kind of the reason why my first episode of the Vegaman News today, we did something different today, and I hope you guys like the content. Well, if you guys do like it, make sure you hit me up with the likes on the video. So we're gonna end the stream right now, guys, because we're a little bit over the time that I wanted to do this. So with that being said, make sure you guys follow me on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, The Vegaman Show. I'm also in Rumble as well, The Vegaman Show. I got Twitter and Instagram. You guys can follow me there on Vegaman Show. And I'm going to be doing more of this content. I think I'm going to find a pretty good day to do it and dedicate it so that we can all learn and grow, you know what I'm saying, mentally, spiritually. And, you know, I want you guys, I'm thinking I'm going to start, you know, doing more of these more often because we need it. We need to have the voices of light, you know, talk about what is going on, the transgressions of evil. We have to put them into the light and expose them. You know what I'm saying? We have to be brave. So smack that like button, man. Let's get this message out there. You know what I'm saying? And definitely follow, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to support the channel, you want to donate to the channel, the links are down on the description box. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the bell so when I drop new videos, you guys get notified. And with that being said, this is it. This is the conclusion of episode 1 of the Vegaman News segment. So we're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep pushing the truth out. I'm also going to be putting out some gaming content for y'all. So a lot of good things are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put my trust in God. So before I end this video, I just want to thank Barry for being here, Flower Girl. Shout outs to you guys. Queenie, she came through. So you guys, I'm giving you guys some shout outs here. As always, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like I always leave it to you guys. Thanks for coming in, showing your love, and I'm out to the next one. Peace.